Hello there, and thank you for watching. In today's little mini tutorial, we're gonna focus completely on the writing process and not so much on the exact notes I played. And I think this is a great example because there are no, complex rhythm parts or riffing parts that need to be analyzed. It's all really straightforward. So it should provide a good example of how you can structure your song regardless of what technical level you're at. So when I write a song, I always start with some kind of concept in my head. It's never just let's sit down and noodle and see what comes out. I can do that if I want to get cool ideas for licks or small hooks and stuff like that. But it's never a starting point for actually writing a song, at least not for me. So I need some kind of concept. And it can be, maybe I've had some riff that's been going on in my head for a while and I want to get it out. Or it could be like a specific feeling or sound I'm going for. And in this case, I wanted to write something in the style of Paradise Lost. Could you believe it? I love that band. Now I know the song didn't end up to sound anything like Paradise Lost, but that problem lies on my end, obviously. But I had a vision of something that would sound like Paradise Lost. I love their albums, Icon and Draconian Times. To me, those are one of the greatest metal albums of all time. And I actually like some of their newer stuff as well. So I think it's a great band. But anyway, so I wanted that slow, chuggy, really heavy, and that's why I down-tuned. But I realized I need to look at my drums and sort of tune those down as well, because they sound really high-pitched compared to Paradise Lost stuff. But anyway, to me, this is a typical... something like that would be Paradise Lost to me, kind of straightforward, and probably should be a bit slower, to really fit the Paradise Lost thing. So anyway, I should stop speaking about that band because this tune doesn't really sound anything like them. It rather sounds a bit more like maybe Linkin Park or something, I don't know. But anyway, I started off with that simple kind of riff, and I had a vision of Paradise Lost, and that's why I started with this rhythm. It's a really simple thing. Now, just as with previous tunes I did, it uses this super simple chord progression, which is 1, 5, 4, again. And then back to the 1. It's a super simple thing. And in order for that to work, you need some kind of hook in the riff. But most tunes are based around really basic chord progressions. So this is no news. But anyway, the hooks I have in here is this kind of slide. Something like that. So there's really nothing special going on rhythm-wise there. There's a turnaround here, or some kind of turnaround, which would be... So I guess that's also part of the tiny little nuances that makes this super known chord progression work. If I just had done... that wouldn't have been as interesting. So hooks. There we have our hook, and then we have a turnaround. So, it's super simple. Basic chord progression, 1, 5, 4. 1 hook and 1 turnaround. That's the riff which I based the chorus on. And then moving on from there, I wanted to have a contrast. So if you've seen my other videos, you know that working with contrast is my #1 tool which I use when trying to write songs. So I wanted a contrast, and what could be more of a contrast than taking away the distorted rhythm guitars and have something, some kind of bass riff going on. I actually had something more aggressive in mind with some, accents kicking in, distorted guitars kicking in with accents, but it ended up different. So here's the bass riff that's going on. I'm going to play it on my guitar just because I suck at playing bass. So that's it. The interesting thing here is we have a change of key, modulation. Now I'm not really good at theory stuff, so I try to think of key changes as, do I want it to go up or down? And I wanted it to go up when the chorus kicks in. Since the chorus is in E, or rather D, because we're tuned down a whole step. But anyway, here's the chorus, on that classic chord. Then I wanted the verses to be a bit further down so that when the chorus kicks in, we get that sensation of a key change. So we're actually going from that key to that key. So there's like 3 steps in between those two. So if we don't think about the guitar being down-tuned, we're going from C sharp up to E. That's our modulation. So the chorus is in E and the verses are in C sharp. Okay, so never mind that theory. I don't know why I chose C sharp. I just, played it. And then I switched between the riff and it sounded okay to me. Maybe next time I'll try doing the same thing but with 4 steps and not just 3. Who knows? It's an experiment and I use my ears. But I think the basic concept of having a verse that's a bit lower in key and then going up to the chorus which is a bit higher, that's a classic move to do and you can use that as well. And then I don't think there is anything special to comment on. There's a bit of a layer going on the verses, which is something like that. I don't maybe So I'm just in the key of C sharp minor. I'm just moving things around. I'm starting on the 1 chord and then I'm doing something where I'm adding, I don't have a minor 6 and so on and so forth. I didn't have any idea what I would do theory-wise. I tried it out. I needed a little bit of tension and a little bit of a release, and I worked my way around. When I had the bass riff, this part was kind of easy. And how did I come up with the bass riff? Well, that came from, a melody in my head. I first recorded the chorus riff, and then I sat down and listened to what would be nice to have after this part. So I recorded it, and I played it, and then, when the music stopped, I tried to hear the continuation in my head. So I did that a whole bunch of time. It took me some time, and then I started visualizing some kind of melody in my head, and that melody became the bass line. Now I always think in terms of melody. That's why I consider myself to be really bad at chords and stuff like that. So whenever I write the chord progression, well, I don't write chord progressions. So riffs are much easier for me because they're all melody-based to me. A melody contains rhythm and it contains a melodic movement, and that's a riff to me, That's a melody. And that's why I suck at doing gent as well, because I can't just think in terms of rhythm. I need a melody as well. So everything is melody-based, and so is that bass line. You might be asking yourself, so how can I come up with a cool melody? Well, it comes from listening to a lot of music, and then when you don't listen to music, well, try to hear melodies in your head. Think of melodies. And in the beginning, your melodies are going to suck, and the more you think of it, the better they're going to be. And eventually, you'll be able to use them just like I did here, use this ability to just listen to one part and then try to visualize the melody of the next part. And that melody can become a bass line, or it could become a melody, and you add some chords under it, or whatever. But I think the key is to have melodies, leading your song structure. Or that's the way I would do it. Again, I suck at rhythms and drums, and that's why I have the computer doing the drummer for me. I have a virtual drummer in my software. Otherwise, it would take me years to just write a few minutes of music. Cool. And then we have, obviously, a long solo. That's a different topic. And I have got the request to break this solo down. So please let me know if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And we can look at that kind of, Marty Friedman meets Greg Howe thing. But for now, I just want to thank you so much for checking out this video, and I really hope this is useful for you. As usual, please comment. That means a lot to me to hear from you. Who are you watching this, and how can we explore the journey of music together? And what problems do you have when trying to write music or trying to play the guitar or whatever? And let me know, and that's going to help me structure the next video. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye bye.
Goodbye.